and five-time World Karate Kickboxing Champion Anthony F. Elmore, who is also Memphis' first independent 35mm theatrical filmmaker. I'm here today to give you a video. My video is titled, Memphis Mayor Paul Young Betrays Black America. This Orange Mound sign with the established date of 1890 is not only a betrayal to Black Orange Mound, this sign is a betrayal to Black America. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his life in Memphis for the rights of freedom, justice, and equality, whereas Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young, a 46-year-old Black Memphis mayor, betrays Dr. Martin Luther King via silence and silence. In 2025, Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young betrays not only Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young betrays Black America via silence and silence. Just do an online search of these words. Memphis World Kickboxing Champion and Filmmaker Elmore asks Memphis Mayor Paul Young to give Black history and culture a chance. This is an international news release that was dated August 6, 2024. If you just do an online search that says Anthony Elmore asks Memphis Mayor Paul Young to give Black history and culture a chance, stories will come up. You will see it because I communicated internationally with the news release asking Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young to give Black history and culture a chance. What happened in Memphis, Tennessee? Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young installed an Orange Mound marker that represents 1890, an endorsement of white supremacy, racism, and black-on-black racism. In my August 6, 2024 international news release, Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young, a section reads in the news story. It asks, just as there is a limited opportunity for African Americans to do business with the city of Memphis, there is a limited opportunity for African Americans to learn Black culture and history in Memphis. Learning Black history allows African Americans in Memphis to connect with their cultural roots. It provides a sense of identity and belonging. Understanding the struggles, achievements, and the contributions of past generations fosters pride and resilience. Black history encompasses stories of resilience, creativity, and activism. By learning about these narratives, individuals gain a deeper appreciation for their heritage. It's essential to recognize the impact of African American leaders, artists, and community members who shaped Memphis. Knowledge of Black history empowers individuals to advocate for justice and equality. When people understand the historical context, they can actively work towards positive change in their communities. Learning from the past inspires future generations. African American youth can draw strength from the stories of those who fought for civil rights and social progress. Black history serves as a roadmap for building a more inclusive and equitable Memphis. You see, in 2013, a PBS documentary was written, produced, directed by Jay Killingsworth. The documentary was called A Community Called Orange Mound that premiered on PBS or WKNO in Memphis. On this video, you will see anthropologist Dr. Charles Williams, who also in 2013, he wrote the book African American Life and Culture in Orange Mound. Now, we are here to challenge white supremacy, racism of that historical marker, whereas Dr. Charles Williams has this marker on his book. And we're challenging this white supremacy, this racism, and we're here to challenge that Dr. Charles Williams is wrong and Jay Killingsworth is wrong in that they promoted white supremacy by naming E.E. Meacham, the founder of Orange Mound, is number one, and number two, Dr. Charles Williams and Jay Killingsworth, they used the playbook of the white supremacist historian of the Sons of Confederate veteran Baron Dedrick. They used this as part of the documentary, and Dr. Williams used this, and we're here to challenge this assertion. These are the facts of history. The white real estate salesman E.E. Meacham, who is credited as the founder of the African American Memphis community of Orange Mound, is a white supremacist, racist, black-on-black racist fraud, mostly perpetrated by the 2013 PBS WKNO film produced by Jay Killingsworth and his wife Amy Killingsworth. The film was narrated by Wendell Hayden, who made unsubstantial remarks like the Dedrick plantation was called Orange Mound. This claim is unsubstantiated. You see, he got remarks like the plantation was called Orange Mound. Dr. Williams made claims about the E.E. Meacham community that was also preposterous. You see, there is Judith Johnson making biased claims, as well as other professionals of history like Dr. Edna C. Fain and Dr. Douglas Couples. There was Michael Sain of the Orange Mound Development Corporation making false credence to E.E. Meacham. You see, the fact is the E.E. Meacham 981 Orange Mound shotgun house community never happened, and all of these professionals are more a party to fraud and misrepresentation, as the 2025 Memphis Mayor Paul Young sign that reads, Orange Mound was established in 1890. All of this is based on the false premise of E.E. Meacham, who is credited for starting Orange Mound in 1890. In the case of E.E. Meacham starting Orange Mound in 1890, I want to share with you a quote from Dr. Charles Williams from his 2013 book titled African American Life and Culture in Orange Mound. I call this quote Dr. Charles Williams E.E. Meacham ass-kissing quote. This is from his book, and the quote reads, quote, since emancipation of enslaved Africans in the Mid-South and Shelby County, specifically, the vast majority of newly freed African Americans were without a community of their own, and where ownership of property could ensure them of one of the basic rights of citizenship, home ownership. This dream deferred did not become a reality until easily Eugene Meacham, a local real estate broker, developed a subdivision for African Americans which he named Orange Mound in 1890. Now, if that's not ass-kissing, what is ass-kissing? Did the white man, easily Eugene Meacham, make home ownership a dream for African Americans in 1890? There is a cause and effect relationship that explains why and how Orange Mound became the first community in America built for blacks by blacks. Now, the answer is very simple. In the 1870s, thousands in Memphis died from the Yellow Fever. And it was in 1878 when panic set in and 25,000 people fled Memphis in a panic. Those so-called tough and strong Confederate soldiers and the white people ran, they had guns and forced themselves on ships to get out because they feared. In fact, so many white people left that there were 14,000 black people left and 6,000 whites. Now, it was Robert R. Church who purchased a police wagon, and it was those black soldiers, the black militias, who upheld and protected Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis lost its charter in 1879 and became a taxing district. If you want to know black history, it was black people who saved Memphis during the Yellow Fever. It was black soldiers who were the policemen. It was the black militias who protected Memphis, Tennessee. The Yellow Fever allowed Robert R. Church to purchase a lot of property in the 1880s. The Yellow Fever allowed black people to achieve positions of equality in Memphis. We named the birth of Orange Mound in 1879 because two churches in Orange Mound traced their roots to 1879. You see, there is Mount Moriah Baptist Church located at 2634 Carnes that moved at its present location in 1883. There is Mount Pisgah CME Church located at 2490 Park Avenue. These churches are still active, and this is black history. Not only can these churches trace their history to 1879, they both can trace a very deep and passionate and active role in the civil rights movement in America. Dr. Charles Williams wrote in his 2013 book, African American Life and Culture in Orange Mound, he wrote, quote, "The basic rights of citizenship, home ownership, this dream did not become a reality until Eugene Meacham, a local real estate broker, developed a subdivision for African American, which he named Orange Mound in 1890. Please note, the Yellow Fever Epidemic of 1878 via white flight denoted not only a major demographic majority shift in 1879, Memphis lost its charter and blacks ran both Memphis and Shelby County due to the majority population. You see, in 1879, two black churches, Mount Moriah Baptist Church and Mount Pisgah CME Church formed. You see, contrary to Dr. Charles Williams, home ownership was not a dream, whereas in 1883, Mount Moriah Baptist Church purchased the land where the church sits today. By 1889, these are the facts. You see, in 1889, the Shelby County government approved. Now, this is in the minutes of the Shelby County government. They approved the first school for black children in Shelby County, and this school was placed directly behind Mount Moriah Baptist Church at the corner of Spotswood and Boston. This undeniable proof that a stable, tax-paying, and organized black residential community was already established near Spotswood and Boston before Meacham formed Orange Mound subdivision in 1890, or rather his attempt to form the Orange Mound subdivision in 1890. You see, in Dr. Charles Williams, in his book, African American Life and Culture in Orange Mound, he failed to emphasize that any serious account of Orange Mound's origin must grapple with the transformative impact of the Yellow Fever Epidemic of 1878. You see, Dr. Charles Williams left this out of his book because he started his book in 1890. You see, the omission of this event leaves a critical gap in understanding how Memphis shifted from a white-dominated city to one where African Americans seized unprecedented unprecedented opportunities for community building and self-determination. You see, this is the story. In 1871, William and Michael Dedrick established Melrose Station as a suburban enclave intended for whites. But the Yellow Fever outbreak changed everything. You see, when 25,000 whites fled Memphis in just 3 days, the city was devastated, losing its charter in 1879 and becoming a taxing district. In this vacuum, black leadership rose to the forefront. Robert R. Church organized black militias to protect property and people, and the democratic reality was stark. You see, 14,000 blacks remained compared to only 6,000 whites. With whites absent, there was no force to block black settlement. You see, Melrose Station became a natural site for African American occupation. You see, by 1879, 2 black churches had already formed, and in 1883, Mount Moriah Baptist Church purchased the land at Carnes and Boston, anchoring a stable black community. You see, the Shelby County government minutes from 1889 confirmed the establishment of a school for black children. You see, in 1890, further proving the strength of this settlement before E. Meacham registered his Orange Mound subdivision the same year. Now, let me provide an irrefutable evidence that E. Meacham did not start what we call the Orange Mound community. Now, this is what I want you to do. Let's view the 1894 ad that E. Meacham placed in a commercial appeal newspaper. You see, the myth and the inaccurate 1890 Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young sign that credits that E. Meacham founded Orange Mound is not only historically inaccurate, it's a deliberate erasure of black agency that Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young put up established white supremacy. You see, Meacham did not create a community. He registered a name that black people had already used to describe themselves and their neighborhood. You see, this 1894 advertisement reveals a speculative land scheme, not a vision for empowerment. You see, E. Meacham offered only rental houses, not home ownership, and marketed cheap lots like a carnival-like incentive, free dinners and music to attract buyers. You see, the issue is white supremacy, whereas black leaders want to make whites happy via giving a white credit for starting Orange Mound. This is Memphis white supremacy, racism, and black-on-black racism. Just look at the E. Meacham ad. It says we have built 100 rental houses. This was not a case where you were building homes, where people were buying homes and doing what they said in the movie community called Orange Mound. Ladies and gentlemen, please view the racist 1890 established Orange Mound sign put up by Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young. This is the same racist narrative championed by the 2013 Killingworth film, a community called Orange Mound, whereas the film's producer, Jake Killingworth, used stage and false images, shotgun houses, to attribute the birth of Orange Mound to the white real estate salesman E. Meacham. Just look at these images. You see, because E. Meacham shotgun houses were never built, there exists no records, images, or any historical reference regarding the community until 1949, when the white supremacist, sons of Confederate veterans historian Baron Dedrick falsely wrote that the name Orange Mound comes from the Osage hedgerow trees on his grandfather's plantation. Jake Killingsworth used the racist Baron Detrick narrative in the film A Community Called Orange Mound. The J. Killingsworth white supremacy narrative was strongly supported by two blacks. You see, we have mentioned Dr. Charles Williams. Just look at the Orange Mound residents, Mary E. Mitchell, commenting in the movie. You see, look at the image of Dr. Charles Williams and Mary E. Mitchell promoting the movie on WKNO that came out in February of 2013. You see, Dr. Charles Williams and Mary E. Mitchell support images of the false Orange Mound. You see, in 2013, Dr. Charles Williams released a book titled African American Life and History of Orange Mound. You see, Dr. Charles Williams attributes the founding of the community to the 1890 subdivision platted by E. E. Meacham. Just view Dr. Williams at the Orange Mound Library telling this story. You see, Dr. Williams fundamentally represents and diminishes the true history of black self-determination of Orange Mound in Memphis. Clearly, the dominant Meacham Myth focuses on the commercial transaction while erasing the foundational acts of black agency that established the Orange Mound community. You see, the birthplace of Orange Mound lies in the aftermath of the 1878 Yellow Fever Epidemic, which created a power vacuum in mass land availability, whereas blacks moved into the former Melrose Station, allowing black citizens to save the city and immediately secure their permanent residential base. You see, there exists undeniable proof of this pre-Meacham stability that includes 1883 Mount Moriah Church land purchase and the 1889 Shelby County government approval of the first black school in what we know as Orange Mound, which later became Melrose, which required a stable tax-paying populace. Furthermore, the notion that Orange Mound began as a low-income settlement is contradicted by the surviving character of the neighborhood. Let's present you with what we call the smoking gun regarding Orange Mound that J. Killingsworth, Dr. Charles Williams, and Mary Mitchell do not want you to see. Now, look here. Here's absolute evidence. Here's clear-cut advertisement in the commercial appeal newspaper that J. Killingsworth, Dr. Charles Williams, Mary Mitchell ignored, and to add insult to injury, Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young do not want you to see this 1911 Montgomery Park Place advertisement, which explicitly marketed Orange Mound, called Montgomery Park Place. You see, the former fairgrounds, which was really once a part of the Dedrick Plantation, they started a racetrack called Montgomery Park. Now, what they did was, in the community of Orange Mound, white realtors called Montgomery Park Place a high-class, top-notch, restricted subdivision for African Americans just south of the fairgrounds. The area now known as Orange Mound proves that the community growth was driven by a black middle class demanding nice homes, sidewalks, bank financing, and modern infrastructure. See, it was not a poor shotgun house area that started Orange Mound, but what happens is you can see on the 1911 Montgomery Park Place advertisement, it was a high-end residence for colored people. It was the best residence for colored people perhaps in America because black people had financing, they had large lots, they had trees, they had a community, and this is somewhere where African Americans would want to move to. Now, what happened was the people always called themselves Orange Mound, and the name Montgomery Park Place disappeared, but Montgomery Park Place was Orange Mound, and what you see here is advertising large lots, and what you see is Orange Mound today. You see, this is what Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young, Dr. Charles Williams, and Mary E. Mitchell do not want African Americans to learn. You see, black people in Orange Mound outright rejected the E. Mitchell horrible plan to put 981 homes on 60 acres of land. See, what Dr. Charles Williams fails to reveal is that you cannot put 981 homes on 60 acres of land. Now, let me explain this to you in common sense terms. See, you can understand common sense. You see, E. Mitchell's Orange Mound land this is how it was bordered. It bordered Park Avenue on the south, Airways on the west, Cable on the north, and Marshall Neal on the east. Now, currently, I just want you to think and look at the pictures here. See, currently, there are 367 homes in the area that E. Mitchell purchased from Matty Detrick in 1890. You see, what happened was, if you look at Orange Mound today, in this same area, there are 367 homes in the area. Now, that's in the area of the 60 acres. Now, imagine this. I want you just to visualize. Just add in Orange Mound, where it is now, on those streets, add 614 more houses. What in the world would you have adding 614 more houses? Now, we're not just talking 614 more houses. You got to add to that area 981 outdoor toilets and 900 community, what the community would look like. See, this is what it looked like. Where you going to put a wagon? Where you going to put a clothesline? People in those days had chickens and horses, even though they lived in the city. See, there was no sewer system. Where the water's going to run off? See, where do you put the garbage? Where do you put clothesline? See, there existed no shotgun house community in America where you put so many shotgun houses. You may see 10, but no such community. You see, those who are listening to this story, look at how Black Memphis Mayor Paul Young is not only betraying Orange Mound, he betrays Black America in more ways than one. You see, this is what Dr. Charles Williams, Mary Mitchell, and Mary Mitchell and Mayor Paul Young don't want you to know. You see, via their betrayal of Black history. See, Orange Mound started from what we have proved from this lecture. Orange Mound started from the failed Melrose Station. They did not want to give blacks credit for what? Having a community, because William and Michael Dedrick, what they wanted to do was have an affluent community for white people to come in, because we were in the county at the time, and they wanted to have this affluent community that they created called Melrose Station. Melrose Station didn't happen, but black people, through resilience, hard work, and ingenuity, they had a community. You see, I want you to look at a little history here. You see, in 1899, Robert R. Church created the world's largest auditorium called Church Park and Auditorium, right there and built in Forbes Street. It was not only the largest in Memphis, not the largest in Tennessee, but Church Park and Auditorium was the largest facility of black people in the world. You see, when white people left, Black people established themselves. They had communities. They built up wealth. Some black people did. Everybody was not poor. So it was only when the white people came back that they began to take away the rights of black people. But in 1890, blacks were the majority population in Shelby County, and they named themselves Orange Mound. When Eugene Meacham came to Orange Mound, what he did was he took the name that blacks had and he called it Orange Mound. Now, where we at right now is this. What they did is that they want to take away black achievement. So what they did was the white people got together and they rewrote the history and they connected you to a slave plantation. Let me conclude this. I want you to understand something about why is it that Orange Mound is associated to the slave plantation but not the other places. If you would look at Orange Mound and you cross the railroad tracks, when you cross the railroad tracks, you come to what was then Montgomery Park, that eventually became the fairgrounds, that eventually became Liberty Land, that is now Liberty Pocket Park. You see Liberty Road Memorial Stadium and all the fairgrounds, all that area was part of the John Detry Plantation. But if you cross over just to Central Avenue right there, you got Christian Brothers College. They don't call Christian Brothers College the former John Detry Plantation. They do not call Liberty Land the former John Detry Plantation. But if you would go east on Central, you would come down to the Pink Palace Museum. They don't call the Pink Palace Museum, which was part of the John Detry Plantation. They don't call it part of the John Detry Plantation. But if you come back south just a little bit, you're gonna come to Memphis Country Club. They don't call it part of the former John Detry Plantation, but nor do they call Chickasaw Gardens, the affluent white community, part of the John Detry Plantation. But what they did was, white people got together and they took the 1949 story that Baron Dedrick, who was the historian for the Sons of Confederate Veterans. They don't want you to tell a story. They don't want you to have a history, but Anthony Elmore have the courage to do it. Anyway, I am Anthony Elmore, Memphis' first independent theatrical filmmaker and the first person to chronicle Black Memphis history via film. Watch our website. It's called blackmemphishistory.com. Thank you very much.